Silent John incremental, another silent instrumental, the nerd rap existential. People compare me to MC Christopher a lot, but the fact is I predict it with significance. I'm the oldest geek rapper by far, save K&R, compiling kernels, open bracket, cause I racket. And my teen nerds throw your laser pen in the air and wave it all around like you had no repercussions. Now follow instructions, Professor. Why these discussions consist of nothing but incoherent rambling and babbling, but you just still take notes cause you never know what's happening. I'll drop a little nugget, a tidbit if you will. There were 4 United States presidents named Bill. Really? If you run out of hit points, the game will shout.
Your life force is running out.
If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life, yeah. Let me start again, put it on like a cardigan, swinging like my name was Mad Mardigan, which reminds me Warwick Davis was Willow and a Ewok, Leonard Nimoy was Galvatron and Spock. That ain't typecast, I don't know what is. Talk about predestiny, nobody gets the best of me. I've only played one role my whole lifetime, the nerd lifeline, stream through a wicked pipeline. So no one can bite mine, cause mine is original and I write rhymes to burn on a CD, play in the mini V. Soccer mom, yodel back, yodel at little me. I got a sidekick, I gotta stay connected. Watch out for my decom or you'll get infected. And you don't wanna be one of my bots, cause I see it all like Sauron the Cyclops. And I won't hesitate to drop your whole net block if you're acting up and you're dumber than a pet rock. I'm about this nerd life, as you can see, spreading like a virus on MP3.
Yeah, on MP3. STC. Shoutouts to Vic, Agnostic One, up for fucking Silent John. Yeah. Nerd Life, Graphing Calculator, HP48G. The G is for gangster. Digital shit, yeah. You know how we do.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, the man with all the haters swinging from his nuts because he's always up in their girls' guts, coming at you solo for this stream. It looks like the fellas are busy. They got things to do. I was busy earlier, had a nice trip to the zoo. So what's going on? We got Evil Knievel in the house, just another viewer, Dork Side, Tommy Uyamiko, Stream Element Spots, we love them. Finbar Saunders, 56K warning. Just another viewer, Francis Candy, Rabbit Dude is here. And of course, Chappy McChapster. What's up, fellas? I'm assuming that you guys are fellas. I don't know. Maybe you guys are girls. Maybe you're women. Who knows? It's 2022. I can never be sure what the hell's going on. Tommy O says that King of All Buttocks stream yesterday was lit. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no recollection of any streams. Says any more movement on that Polium thing? Has it died on its arse yet? It has not died. Not on its arse. I am Han Solo today. Well, we'll see. Hopefully someone comes in to join me. Bomberny, maybe he'll wake up eventually. Blinded will pop in. I know Dazed is busy with his kid. He said he's having a father-son day. The wife is out. And so Dazed is just chilling with the kid. Tommy O says they're men with uterus. That is a thing. That's quite possible. Without my fellow co-host here to rein me in, who knows what kind of wild trouble we're going to get into. And believe me, I got many wild things to discuss. What's up, Max Lenarts? We're going to be talking video games, of course. Bayonetta 3 finally coming out to Switch. It's got a release date. We're going to talk about Sony's new PlayStation Stars loyalty program. Nintendo's getting an animation studio. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Elden Ring, one of the players actually hit the maximum playtime. What kind of insanity that is, we're going to discuss that. PlayStation's acquisition of Bungie has finally gone official. It's a $3.7 million deal. We'll discuss that. Fall Guys had a glitch. that was auto buying items. Apparently, they were refusing to refund people. It was a whole fiasco. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, if you've seen, the description on the video, we're going to be talking a little bit about the Rippaverse, Marvel Comics, the MCU, and some other things that I want to talk about. Like I said, we got nobody here to stop me. I can just do whatever the hell I want tonight. It is my show. And with that said, we're going to kick it off and we're going to talk about how my week has been. And gentlemen, ladies, everything in between, it has been a wild fucking week. So I don't know if you're aware, I made a video. You broke him. I made a video on a thing called the Rippaverse. If you're not familiar with it, it is a new comic book universe being promoted, created, distributed, published by a man named Eric July, a.k.a. the rapper Young Rippa 59. He's on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel. He's typical anti-SJW, talks about all the problems in comic books and DC and the films, and he tells people that they're crackheads for reading DC comics or Marvel, complains about things being woke, calls Miles Morales a token. It's just your typical anti-SJW spurg. And I've discussed him on the channel before when we were discussing tokenism and what it actually is, what it means to be a token character, and how a main character, someone who has their own comic book, by definition cannot be a token. But he's put his money where his mouth is, and he's got himself a comic book. And the big selling point of this comic is that it's non-woke, right? He's not selling it off the premise of the comic, of the art of the comic, the storyline, the potential. No. The comic is being sold off the premise that it's non-woke, non-SJW. It's not going to push an agenda. And he's raised, as of the recording of this video, live stream, 2 million, give or take. So I made a video critiquing the art and the storyline that was presented in the, I don't want to say campaign. He has it set up like a crowdfunding campaign, but it's not. Yeah, Rippa is, by his own admission, a libertarian, which is weird because he believes that taxation is theft, though he's going ahead and allowing the government to tax your ass heavily when you buy his book. But that, shit happens. But so I critiqued his art. I didn't think anything of it. Put it out into the ether. And boy, have people been very upset. I've been called a racist, called an idiot, said I don't know nothing. Some people were crying. Why am I criticizing this new indie comic? I should be happy that this new indie comic exists. And even though my criticisms were correct and my evaluation of the art and the story were on point, I was still being mean. I was a big meanie. Tony, stop being a fucking meanie, is what they told me. Well, I say, if you're going to put something out there for people to critique, if people are going to talk about it, if it is going to be a big thing in the culture, a big thing in geek media, I'm going to talk about it, right? I'm going to critique it. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to evaluate it for what it is and what we have and what is being presented. I did purchase the book, right? Because if I'm going to talk about something, I need to have it in front of me. I need to read it. I need to go through the story. I look at the art as it's presented. So when I get that, when it gets delivered, we'll have a full review of the comic. But right now, all we can really review is the cover art. There's a few interior pages that they released and the story premise that was presented. Now, the story, as it was presented, as it was, laid out by Eric July, had a bunch of typos, had bad grammar, sentences that were really nonsensical. So I critiqued it, right? I said, hey, if this guy's a writer, he wrote this comic, he's pitching this comic, and he's got his website set up, this is not just unprofessional. It doesn't fill me with the sense of, promise or excitement to see, hey, this guy who wrote the comic, his website is shitty, full of errors, right? I don't have faith that he can tell a good story based on the stuff that he's presented. So we should probably fix that. People didn't like it. Got more criticism. Got more people coming at me, but it's okay. I'm used to it, right? That video, I think, as of the recording of this live stream, has about 1,500 views. Let me see. I'll go to it right now. It's got 1,300 views. So it's about 1,300 views. So it's a pretty good performing video. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you wanted me to not talk about the Rippaverse, if you were like, hey, this guy's just being a hater, don't pay attention to him, then you did a bad job, because you've motivated me to make more videos and discuss the Rippaverse in greater detail, because you've said, hey, we're watching your video. We like it enough to go ahead, click on it, watch it, get the watch time up. So it looks like Rippaverse is going to be a topic on this channel going forward for quite a while. And hopefully I can use that to segue into other comic books and other things that we can do, because I've always wanted to talk about comics. I have a big appreciation for comics. I love them. I've been reading comics since I was a kid. And I always wanted to get back. I got out of comics about 2000 just because of family. Comic book shop closed down. I moved from Chicago to one of the suburbs. It was harder to get comic books. So I kind of got out of it. But, I'm coming back. I'm back in the city. I have access to online comics. I can get them digitally now. So I'm thinking of getting back. I've always wanted to dive back in. I think now is a good time to dive back in. So we'll be discussing comics, Rippaverse, MCU, DC. We're going to get a wide range of comic book topics here on the channel. I know Vito, friend of the channel, a great guy, love Vito. He's doing his own comic. He actually allowed me to read the script for his first issue. Very excited for what I read. Sounded very good. I like the art. So I'm looking forward to seeing that comic get published and get a review copy, or, get one sent after I pay for it, obviously. And then we'll be all set. Finbar says I read comics digitally too. Yar. Yeah, I don't pirate nothing. I've taken a hard stance against piracy. The same hard stance I take against ad blocker. I understand people have money issues. People, want to see if something's good before they buy it. They want to try it before they buy it, right? I understand all that. But as somebody who creates things, as someone who, has a website that has ads and would like to get paid for people visiting them, it would be hypocritical of me to go ahead and pirate things or to use ad blocker. Finbar says you don't pirate nothing either. Yeah, okay. So as much as I would like to, as much as there's things out there that I would like to read or things I would like to emulate, or as annoying as some of these websites advertisements are, I don't use ad blocker and I don't pirate things, simply because for me, that would make me a hypocrite. Now, if I wasn't in the position that I'm in, if I wasn't creating things, if I didn't have a website, if I wasn't looking to put my own content out there for people to interact with and, make some money off of it, then hell yeah, I'd probably pirate the shit out of everything. I'd have a fucking full emulator of every single game and just, sail the seven seas all day long. But I'm not in that position. Tommy Miko says Kelly Ripa. Yeah, I've seen people make that joke, the Kelly Rippaverse, daytime TV. But we'll talk more about Rippaverse a little later in the show. One Inch Bicep says it's just easier to pay for things like an adult. Yeah, it's part of being an adult. Speaking of being an adult, today it's one of those days where I got a kind of a kick in the teeth, because I think of myself as an adult. I'm 41 years old. I have a kid. I think of myself as a full-fledged adult, right? Full-fledged adult. But then I had to take Sidekick Max to the dentist. We're going to the dentist. And every time I go to the dentist or the doctor or, some other thing where I got to fill out forms, I no longer feel like an adult. Filling out forms makes me feel like a small, helpless child, because I don't know any of the shit that they want to know, right? They start asking who my insurance is. I don't fucking know who my insurance is. they start asking who's fucking Max's primary doctor. Fuck if I know. Some guy in a lab coat. Fuck if I know who his doctor is, right? When was his last dental checkup? When was the last? I don't fucking know shit, right? And I feel stupid because now I'm having to call my mother and be like, hey, just, being that I work during the day and a single father, Max's grandma helps out, takes him to doctor's appointments, dental appointments, because they're usually during the day when I'm at work. I can't miss work. So Max's grandma pitches in. We really appreciate that. So she knows these things, right? So I'm like an asshole in the dentist office having to call my mother and like, hey, Mom, what's Max's social security number? Hey, what's Max's primary doctor's name? And so I feel like an asshole. I feel like an idiot, like a small child, having to fill out forms. So that's always good. Rabbit Dude says, off-topic question. Have you ever met the Nostalgia Critic in real life? I know if you... Oh, Rabbit Dude. I did a whole video on it. The long and short of it is, yes, I met the Nostalgia Critic. And I'm pretty sure I freaked him the fuck out, Rabbit Dude. I set it up for you. I'll tell the story again. I love telling the story. We went to Great America, Six Flags. It's outside of Chicago, but it's not too far away. So we went to Six Flags one day. Me, Sidekick Max's mom, and Sidekick Max's mom. She's always like, let's go places, and we want to go. And then we get there, and she'd want to go home already, right? She's one of those types. Like just getting there was enough for her. So we're going to go home early, right? We say, fuck it, let's get on the carousel before we go home. Because they got the big double-decker carousel. Let's get on the carousel, give Sidekick Max a little moment. And what happens is, I got to get on the carousel with Sidekick Max to make sure that he doesn't walk. Because this was like 10, 12 years ago, right? So Sidekick Max is little. He's too little to just leave him on the carousel by himself. So I got to go on the carousel with him. So he gets on a horse, and I get on, they got like a little bench, but it's like attached to like a little makeshift wagon thing that the horse is pulling. So I'm sitting there, and I look, and in front of me is the fucking Nostalgia Critic. I was like, oh shit, and I start screaming, right? I'm like, fuck, it's the Nostalgia Critic. Fucking look, Max, because Max used to watch Nostalgia Critic with me, right? So I'm like, hey, look, it's the fucking Nostalgia Critic. I'm fucking going nuts, screaming and yelling, oh, it's fucking Nostalgia Critic, hell yeah. And he sees me, turns around, he sees me, and he's laughing, right? He's like, oh, fuck it, it's funny. And I walk out to him, like, hey, what's up? And I shake his hand. And at this point, we're already getting off. The ride had ended, and we're getting off, and I shake his hand. And the lady running the carousel, she's like, oh, shit, is that guy famous? And he looks, he's like, nah, I'm not famous. He's laughing. He walks off the carousel. I get Sidekick Max. We walk off the carousel. And tell my wife the story. At the time, my wife at the time. So I tell her the story. And hey, he was on the carousel. It's not security, right? Blah blah blah. So she goes over there, right? She's like, well, fuck it, I'll go over there, and I'll tell him, hey, to take a picture. And I was like, oh yeah, cool, right? So she goes over, she talks to him, hey, can you take a picture with my husband? And he's a big fan. So he's there, and his brother's there. I forget what the fuck his brother's name is off the top of my head, but Nostalgia Critic, his brother. So we go, and he takes a picture with us. Take a picture with the brother, Santa Christ. I forget what his real name is. Shakes my hand. We have a little conversation. I tell him that Sidekick Max, like I said, Sidekick Max at this point is small. He's maybe about 5, 6 years old, right? And I'm like, yeah, I watch your shit all the time. I was like, I watch it with my kid. And he looks down. He's like, you watch it with that kid? I'm like, yeah, me and the kid watch shit. It's funny. He has this look on his face like, oh, fuck, don't watch that shit with your kid, right? Like, that shit's too advanced. I'm like, oh, don't worry, bro, don't worry. The brother's a neckbeard. Yeah, he's kind of a neckbeard. So, other people have had horrible experiences. Other people have said bad things about the Nostalgia Critic, about Doug Walker. I had nothing but positive experience, right? It wasn't a fan meetup. The man it was like a Saturday. He's on his day off. He was just trying to enjoy an amusement park, and some giant fucking Mexican screaming and yelling his name. And the man was nice enough to take a picture with me, say a few words with me, shake my hand, and wish me well. So Nothing but respect for the nostalgia critic. Love him. Still watch his content to this day. That was the only time I've ever freaked out from meeting a celebrity. I have since gotten over, meeting famous people or talking to famous people. But that one time, because it was so unexpected, right? It was like million to one shot. And he was there. It was just completely unexpected. But back on topic. So after me and Sidekick Max, went to the dentist, filled out those things. When his bicep says just easier to pay for it, I get sick of figuring that junk out. Yeah. So after the dentist, me and Sidekick Max went to the zoo. And we just hung out, looked at the animals all day. And that's why the show started late, because I had to come home, shower, eat, and get ready for the show. But we're at the zoo all day, had a nice little time, looked at the animals, made some jokes, got lost a little downtown, wandered around. But all in all, it's been a good day. The week, not so much. Had to deal with a bunch of shitty people. But today has been a pretty good day. Has Darius come back yet? From my understanding, he has. He has a second channel. Actually, he has like two channels. He has a backup channel and a regular channel. That was a backup channel. Tommy O says, I freaked out when I was 15 when I met Billy from Green Day for the first time. I understand. Yeah. Right, it's weird because, like I said, he's not that famous, right? He's a nostalgia critic. I know a lot of people know him. But there's so many more people that don't know him, right? As famous as YouTubers are, they're still not that famous in the grand scheme of things. But I think it was because, like I said, I wasn't expecting to meet him. I didn't have any idea he was going to be there. He just happened to be there. And it just caught me off guard that I freaked out. I was like a fucking 7-year-old girl at a Justin Bieber concert, like, screaming and yelling. It was ridiculous. I was very embarrassed for myself. You met Billy, Mike, and Trey like 10 times? Fuck. Tommy O's right there rubbing elbows with the fucking rock stars. Mike and Eric from NoFX, all of them that just around the clubs here back then. Fucking lucky man. I used to be a big Green Day fan back in the day. I had their first out. I had Dookie. I used to listen to Dookie all the time. Fucking the 90s were wild. Fucking wild. Tommy's a rock star? Yeah. A rock star in his own mind. Forgive the weird sounds. I'm just eating some fucking gummy bears. But I figure if I'm going solo, we need somebody that got to eat on stream. I'm the only one here, so I'll eat and talk. Dorkside said I took a Dookie a few minutes ago. Sad. Oh, Tommy, that Tommy. I thought you were talking about Tommy Tellerico. Yeah, Tommy Uyumiko is a fucking rock star. Love his music. Want more music. Want a whole fucking Tommy Uyumiko Geek Getaway album. Orange Biceps got my Steam Deck today. It's at home, though. Awesome. I expect a review on your channel, 1-inch. I'm going to see what you think of it. I still got mine. I've used it all of 3 times. It's pretty ridiculous. My Switch sits there. I barely use that. I got a PlayStation 3, 4, 2. Barely get any use. The PlayStation 5 is like the only thing I game on. I got to break this habit. Starblazer says, when will I be getting my Intellivision Amico? Probably never. Most likely never. Don't even count on it. Your money, gone. The Amico is not coming out. Amico Disney News, they're pulling Aerosmith theming from Rock and Roller Coaster and replacing with Iron Man. Oh, shit. Aerosmith Rock Band confirmed for the Amico. No Call No Show says Steam Deck should cast video to a smart TV with no lag. Yeah, I wish fucking the Steam Deck had a button so it could just stream. You know, the same way that your PlayStation can stream. A fucking button. I don't have to hook up shit and fiddle with the computer. Just stream it straight from the fucking Steam Deck. 56K warning sold his Xbox Series X. Says I would rather have money than dust. Oof. So, I think the first topic of the night is going to be the Fall Guys. This is courtesy of Video Game Chronicles. I'm going to get the little Chiron up. You know, we got to get the little fancy banner going on. This is why I need somebody here with me, because while I'm doing stuff, because I didn't get everything ready beforehand, I wasn't anticipating going solo. Now you guys are going to have fucking either hear click, click, click on the fucking keyboard, or you're going to have me ramble about nothing as I try to get these fucking banners done. Starblazer says, why do you have a PS4? Do the PS4 games work well on the PS5? I have a PS4 because I had one before the PS5 came out. The PS4 games digitally work just fine on the PS5. Most of the games available on the PS5 are actually PS4 games, right? There's not that many PS5 exclusives. I think maybe there's 5. Maybe. Astro's Playroom. Deathloop, maybe. No. I think Astro's Playroom is probably the only. Let's see. You know what? We'll just look it up. We'll fucking use the handy dandy Google machine. Fuck it. This is from Games Radar. PS5 exclusives. Every game released and confirmed so far. These are the games you can only play on PS5. And where's the list? Demon Souls, apparently. Destruction All-Stars. No, I don't want any fucking alerts. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Returnal. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. Ghostwire Tokyo. Gran Turismo 7. And then upcoming, we got Forspoken. Final Fantasy 16. Horizon Call of the Mountain. Spider-Man 2. And that's it. The rest would be cross-gen. There's like a handful of PS5 only games. Evil Knievel says Solo Frog King podcast is also cool, less saturation. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not used to it. I can get it done. It doesn't allow me to eat, drink, or do the things that I usually do while other people are talking. But we'll find out. We'll figure it out. It's a new era. It's season 3. Anything can happen here. But we're going to talk about Fall Guys forcing players to auto-buy items. Like I said, this is an article coming from Video Game Chronicles. All right, let's get into it. Let me remind you, before we get into it, to like the video, share the video, and of course, subscribe to the channel, because every subscription brings us that much closer to having a co-host on the show who shows up at the time that they're supposed to be here. All right, it says Fall Guys players forced to auto-buy items are reportedly being denied refunds. Then it got an update, and Mediatonic apologizes and says it will honor all refund requests. So we got, the issue has been fixed, but we'll still talk about it anyway. It says Fall Guys players report that an error in the game store is causing them to buy items they intended to preview and that Mediatonic is denying refunds. The issue, which has been reported by more than 70 users across multiple Reddit threads, reportedly occurs when a player previews an item, such as a costume, in the Fall Guys store. Typically, players would have to confirm their purchases, but players are now reporting that their in-game currency is being taken in exchange for the item without any confirmation from the player. We got an update. A Mediatonic spokesperson has provided VGC with the following statement. What is happening in the game is not intended, and we are actively fixing it. The customer service response was also not acceptable, and we will offer a make good for all affected. Second update, Mediatonic has released a further statement via its social media accounts, apologizing for the error and promising to honor all refund requests for cosmetics. It says, we heard your feedback on accidental purchases, and we're sorry. To make it right, we're improving the store design to prevent this. All refund requests for cosmetics from 21st of June 2022 will be honored until we improve the store. We're giving everyone Grandis. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing it's this costume here. You get a free costume. It says a video posted by user DerpyDog24 appears to show the issue in action. As the user clicks an item with the intent to preview it, the purchase is automatically completed. It says this new shop is a joke. Was checking out some items and it literally auto-purchased this faceplate. I will never use. At least have a confirm button or something. Not even a cancel purchase button. My controller does not have any issues with stuck buttons or double pressing when not intended. A user, Chunky Pete, posted an email to Reddit that they claim comes from the Fall Guys player support. It reads, hi there, thanks for your reply. Please let me correct something from your response. You have stated that this is a bugged purchase and a known issue. Neither of these things is the case. The purchase was made by you, not a bug. Whether it was intentional or not, this is still the case. This is not a known issue because it's not an issue. Items cannot be bought automatically by the system. They always require input from the player. Again, whether accidental or not, you made this input and purchased the item. As per our end user license agreement, which you agreed to, all purchases are final and will not be refunded. I apologize for any confusion this may have caused and hope that I will clear things up for you. Kind regards, Steve, Fall Guys player support. So right off the bat, that's kind of an asshole email. They're basically saying, hey, you're a liar. We don't fucking believe you. This issue isn't known because there's no issue. We don't have fucking issues, right? Fuck, dude. You gotta get on these people when they do shit like this, right? I'm glad that it's been cleared up. And I'm glad that they've taken responsibility and said, hey, we're gonna refund your money. But I want to actually see some action being taken against their customer service. This is like Tommy Tellerico customer service, right? Like, hey, fuck you. You're the problem, not us, and we're not giving you your money back. Greenbar says, well, fucking Epic, they just can't help sucking that money up like a vacuum cleaner. Yeah. Fall Guys Mafia. That's what it sounds like. Like, hey, fuck you. You intended to buy this shit, even if you didn't intend it. Even if you're telling me you didn't intend it, I still think you intended to buy it. So fuck you, you're going to pay for it. Fucking terrible. Terrible customer service. That is probably the bigger issue overall because, you could contact people, you can get in touch with your credit card or, PayPal or whoever and dispute it. But you can't fix customer service, right? VGC has contacted Mediatonic to verify this email and ask for a comment on the issue. In response to the alleged email, several users are reporting on Reddit that going directly to Epic, the publisher of Fall Guys, isn't working either. Despite sharing a publisher, Fall Guys did not adopt Fortnite's refund policy, something that community members have been asking for. The tone of the email also rubbed players the wrong way, with user Toki Doki Panic writing, yikes, that message they sent you is awful. This is a well-known bug. Yet MT and Epic refuse to acknowledge it exists. Another user added, this is, in my opinion, not very professional reply from their customer service. And how can they say there's no such thing as a bug? So many people have been experiencing the same issue. Fall Guys, no, I don't want this shit. Fall Guys went free to play on June 21st, almost 2 years after the Chaotic Battle Royale game originally debuted on PS4 and PC. On the same day, It also released for the first time on Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series X, PS5, and the Epic Game Store. The PC version was removed from sale on Steam too, although existing owners will continue to receive full support and all the tasty updates that land on other platforms. Fall Guys hit 50 million players 2 weeks after going free to play, according to Mediatonic. So there it is. Fall Guys had an issue, had a bug, tried to call the players liars, but then had to turn their tail and say, hey guys, you were right. There was an issue. Sorry. My bad. This is typical response that we get from a lot of devs, a lot of fucking publishers. They want to call player bases liars. They want to tell people that they're crazy. There's no issue. There's no drift, right? No Joy-Con drift, guys. Fucking crazy. Despite offering proof, despite everybody talking about it online. In a way, I guess, companies really can't own up to it. It's kind of hard for them to be like, yes, this is a known issue, because then they admit guilt and they got to deal with all that legal shit, because people love to sue. But the email should have been a little less harsh. It should have been like, hey, we'll look into this, or we'll, we're hearing your complaint. We're going to look into the issue, see what's going on, contact some people, do some bug testing or whatever. See if we can recreate this issue to find out whether or not you're lying. Something along that lines would have probably been a better response than, hey, fuck you, you're lying, we're not giving you your money back. That's my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Will Tommy ever say sorry? No, I don't think Tommy's ever going to say anything again. If Tommy Tallarico ever comes out of hiding, he'll probably say something along the lines of, the haters destroyed it. That damn Tommy Miko and his shitty music killed it. No Call No Show says, I bet we don't hear about Tommy again until he's found with a briefcase full of cash and a standoff in a seedy motel room. I always pictured Tommy going down in a blaze of glory at the Intellivision headquarters, demanding Pat, Ian, myself, Tommy Miko, and a few other people show up like, I'm going to fucking blow these hostages' head off unless I get Tony TGD down here to fucking take their place. That's how I imagined it. We didn't get any of that. We didn't get nothing. We just got, fart in the wind, and it's over. Tommy Miko says, Fall Guys is also terrible because they won't let you change your screen name from your Nintendo Network ID, so I can't really play with you guys or else I'm going to dox myself. That's why whenever I put my name on anything, it's always Tony TGD. I never use my full name or anything like that. And he says, even if you change your profile name on Nintendo, that doesn't even help. Well, that's fucked. Just another viewer says, I just thought it was Tommy Miko. Tommy is behind the podium. I was able to make my profile name Tommy O for everything but Fall Guys. So you're saying Tommy's going to go down like one of the little rascals? Yeah. Tommy T is busy working on Napoleon 1, him and Phil Adam and John Mustache. Tommy O says, all he would have to do is pay us like $10,000. We would not have made any more videos. They could have just put me on the payroll, right? As part of the marketing team. Say, hey, Tony, we'll give you $5,000 to market the Amico. I don't think $5,000 would have been enough. Maybe 50. Give me $50,000. And that would have been part of the marketing team. You were paying them guys like $100,000, right? They didn't do shit. I'm sure you could have gave me and Tommy Oyamiko and a few other people, split that salary up, fire the marketing guy, split that salary up, give it to us. We'll just take care of it. Tommy O says, it's not my real name. It's just a screen name that I have going back to things like my Instagram and other things that are privated. I still want to poke at it. Yeah, I understand that. That's why every 5 years, I always change all my screen names and stuff. So on the various forums and things that I go to, close the account, delete it, open up a new account, new screen name, new history. That's the wise thing. If you're young, you're going to say stupid things. It's like every 5 years. Just drop it, completely separate yourself from that identity, and just adopt a new one. That's my advice. Do you agree that with Pat, Ian, and Rich that Emiko is dead now? No, I agree with myself who said Emiko was dead like a year ago. Pat, Ian, and Rich are like way behind. They're just talking about the offices closing the other day. We talked about that shit like 3 weeks ago with pictures from our on-the-scene reporter. Our on-the-scene reporter took pictures from the fucking offices, at fucking the interior shots and everything, exterior shots, the Ferrari parking signs, right? That was like 3 weeks ago. And now they're just barely getting around to talking about that shit like it's fucking new. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Seriously, if you just paid you a little bit and paid Goose, Pet, and Review Tech wouldn't have any story. Exactly. We're the source, right? Everything comes up through us, through the little guys. On Forever, they say they knew that the Irving office was closed for months. I wonder if they know it's bankrupt. They always know that. That's always an excuse that they get whenever something happens. Oh no, guys, we knew that they weren't going to make that date, right? We've been promoting that they're going to fucking come out by Christmas, but we knew for months it wasn't going to come out. We knew it wasn't going to make 10/10/2020. Tommy had already told us. No bullshit. You didn't know shit. If you knew shit and you didn't say nothing, that's fucking disgusting, right? It's fucking disgusting. If you have information that the company is fucking failing and you're sitting on it and telling people to pre-order the console, not only is it disgusting, but you're aiding and abetting a scam. And you should be fucking dragged before a fucking court, before a judge, and be held liable for your part in this fucking ordeal. So, gentlemen, I know you pay attention, you fucking shills and the people that are still on the Emiko train, right? Be very, very careful in the things you say and the stupid excuses you make, because it is going to come back and bite you in the ass, and it's going to bite you fucking hard. Tommy's not going to be there to bail you out when someone fucking gets crazy and decides to sue and say, hey, I fucking, invested in this company because DJC was promoting it so heavily, and now he's telling me he knew it was fucking closed for fucking months and didn't say shit to me. That's how people get disgruntled. That's how shit happens and it hits the fan, right? So just be very careful. If you know something and you didn't say something, fucking keep your mouth shut, right? It's like we told Saggy, right? Love Saggy, friend of the channel. But when she was like, yeah, we have fucking secret meetings, like, why the fuck would you say that shit? That's like the complete wrong thing to say, right? Like, loose lips sink ships, and the fucking Emiko ship is sinking like a motherfucker. Now, for us, it's great, right? For us, it's great. Like, keep talking, because it gives us shit to talk about, it gives us shit to fucking rant about, and it gives us shit to point and laugh at yous about. But for you, for your side, right? You should really just fucking shut up. You don't know nothing. Just say, I don't know shit. This is news to me. Oh my God. Pretend. Fake shock. It was closed? I had no idea. Fuck. John Alvarado couldn't answer where he's working at. Yeah, because he's not working shit. Don't help them, Tony. I shouldn't, right? But it's like, how could you be that dumb, right? How could you be like, yeah, guys, I knew this was a scam from the beginning. I just been fucking yanking your chain because I'm a fucking retard. Yeah, I know I said the R word. Bad, Tony. We don't say that word around here. See what happens when I don't have nobody here to fucking bounce shit off of? Anyway. I think we should move on. Retro Bro is a cool guy, but he knew what he was doing. He just hit his breaking point way too late. I think Retro Bro, and people say I'm too soft on him. I'm too soft. But I think what happens is you get caught up in it, right? You get caught up in the lies. You get caught up in the deception. You want to leave. You don't want to believe that you've been fucking scammed. Sunk cost fallacy, And sometimes, you just go with it, right? It's like a spouse who's getting beat, and she's like, no, this black guy is because I fell down, and he really loves me. My husband definitely doesn't have a drinking problem, right? Like maybe they know in their heart that they're lying and they're wrong, but they want to believe. They want the narrative to be true. I think that's where he was. I think he was in a battered spouse type of situation. But he's doing better now, right? He's got 90s reloaded. 56K says, I feel bad for bro. The man invested in a Care Bear suit in his basement for Tommy. He was really burned to a crisp. What happened to Sweet and Tender Hooligan? Why are we having a moment? Bankruptcy is public. We would know without announcement. I have been watching. I have a Pacer account that lets me track public court cases. So I have been checking up on it periodically. Nothing so far. Finbar Sanders Rab. This is actually a good thing. Yeah. Saggy's the type to not invite to the party with selling drugs. Yeah. Saggy's the one that tells it. She's like the newspaper. She don't know how to keep it in. Cyrus, 2-hour vid from 2 weeks ago was amazing. Cyrus had a video from 2 weeks ago? Why was I not told about this? Let me see. Let me look this up. Super Mega Graphics 64. I did know that Cyrus had a new channel, but I know he had a 2-hour video. What was it about? What am I looking at? You mean the Minecraft one, Tommy? Are you talking about Cyrus's 2-hour Minecraft video? Starblazer says, what does everybody think about digital games? I have an Atari VCS 800. I unplugged my internet and couldn't play any of the games I paid for. I think that's shitty. I think digital, but with the ability to download on your console is the way to go, right? Not like streaming constantly, but rather being able to download them. I don't mind because you can then unplug your internet and play them offline. But the always online shit, that's no good. If the servers close down, all the games I paid for are not my games anymore. Yeah, well, if you read the agreements that you agree to when you buy the games, they usually say that you're buying a license to use the games as long as the servers are around. They put in all kind of legal jargon in the language, to get around this. But yeah, basically, you're not even buying games, you're renting them now. You're just paying full price to rent a game for an extended period of time. Tin says, Tommy has zero knowledge of hardware design. How could he ever been a good idea to make a game system from the ground up? It is a good idea, right? We need to get out of this mindset that a new video game console was a bad idea. It is a idea. Where Tommy and everybody got off track with this idea was they overstuffed it with gimmicks that inflated the price. They focused on a large market that they was super hard to fucking break into, right? The nostalgia market, the retro gamers, that's a small niche market that's real easy to break into because you just give them what they want. They want those old fucking retro style games. You deliver on that, and that's all they want, right? They don't need the fucking super special controller. They don't need flashing lights, fucking NFTs. Give them physical media, real, actual physical media, a console that plays the old games, and then games inspired by the old games, games in a modern games with the old school style of game design, like Donut Dodo, something like that. Put those type of games on this machine, this theoretical machine. The entire retro crowd will fucking eat that up. It's going to cost money. It's going to take you money to make money, right? And that's probably, that's like my biggest hurdle, or someone like your biggest hurdle, a bunch of nobodies. Like, we don't have the $1 million to invest in this, get the fucking thing all set up, designed, put out there. But if you did that and just focus on the niche retro gaming market, you'd have a hit. You'd make money. You wouldn't make billions of fucking dollars, right? But you'd make money. Trying to break into the family gaming crowd, that's fucking insane. Because you got so many of these modern games that are already fucking, aimed at younger gamers, aimed at young families. You got all these IPs that you will not have access to, right? You do not, unless you have fucking billions of dollars to just throw away, you're not getting fucking like Paw Patrol, right? You're not calling up Nickelodeon like, hey, I want fucking Paw Patrol on my machine. They're gonna be like, yeah, give me a fucking, $50,000. You're like, what? I can't afford that shit just for the fucking license, right? So that's where Tommy fucked up. He wanted too much, and the market that he was going after was fucking ridiculous market. Sunken cost fallacy is a sign of narcissism. Retro Bro had a wall. His wall was the refund not being escrowed. I guess you can somewhat admire that in the end. Yeah, I think there was other things, but I think that was the final nail. I think he was getting there. Yeah, they can't imagine they would ever be wrong or tricked because they're narcissists. That's the core of it. That's part of it. I think part of it, too, is the fact that they would have to admit that I'm right? Like, I'm such an asshole. I'm such an evil person that having to just fucking suck it up and say, yeah, Tony's right, Pat's right. That's so hard for someone like a DJC or a fucking Rab to do. They hate me with that much passion that they'd rather look like fucking fools every Wednesday than to just say, hey, Tony's fucking right. He was right from the beginning, and we should listen to him. Only money I put in was the box games, so I guess I got something to show for it. Yeah, they might be worth a little bit. It depends on what happens with the extras that they have at Amico Warehouse. If they get destroyed or locked away in a vault somewhere, maybe it'll be worth something, those box games, as a novelty. This is not the same as Battered Spouse. In a way. Sweet and Tender quit. He couldn't handle it. What? Man, that's Sweet and Tender. He seemed like a good guy. Can we watch the Cyrus video? Yeah, it's the Minecraft one. The whole Minecraft video is him talking Amico. It's a 2-hour video. Maybe we'll watch it on the after show. We'll watch it on the after show, but I don't know if I can go 2 hours. Is DJC for real? I can't believe an adult thinks those things. How does he possibly game? I don't know either. I have no idea. Maybe he just, he's that desperate for fucking clout, that desperate for fucking, recognition, that he's just willing to clown himself. Tommy O says, I think DJC lives in his own head. When he came back from vacation, he seemed a little bit more normal, having spent time with his pre-Amico friends. I didn't watch that live stream. I haven't watched Amico forever. But, if we got nothing else to do, we might check that out, too, on the after show. Rab keeps DJC in check. Yeah. Like I said, after show, right? It's a long-ass video. I'll get some of you guys in, and we'll react to, Cyrus Martin, and we'll react to the Amico Forever. We haven't done that in a while. I need a link for science. Yeah. We'll get to it. If we watch it on the after show, it'll be a 6-hour video. Well, we'll speed it up on the after show. We'll put it on 2 times speed. Hopefully, Cyrus has pauses when he talks. So hopefully he'll pause enough that we can jump in and say things. Wasn't Volpe the first person that knew it was no. See, here's the thing, right? Anybody can say anything's a scam, right? Without zero proof or zero evidence, right? It's like if fucking Disney said, hey, we're going to release a new Star Wars game. Like, it's a scam. And I just start screaming scam with no fucking, like, and then it turns out it was a scam. Like, was I right? Or was I just a crazy person fucking screaming scam at the top of my lungs? Right? It's like all the people that say the world is ending, right? And eventually the world will end. Were they correct? Or were they just fucking screaming the world is ending until it finally happened? So no. The idea that Volpe knew, unless Volpe comes out and he's like, yeah, guys, I fucking work for Intellivision. That's how I knew it was a scam. Unless that happens, then no, I don't think Volpe should get credited as being the first to call it a scam. And Neil Patel knew it was a scam first. No, Tommy. If anything, Tommy knew it was a scam first. You can be right just by guessing or having an unwarranted belief. Yeah. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying he was correct. But I'm just saying that he was correct based on nothing. Like he just fucking pulled it out of his ass. Again, unless he comes out and says, "Hey, I work for fucking Intellivision." He had nothing. There was nothing to go on, right? Hey, Tommy's coming out with his new system. He called it a scam. Based on what? There was no crowdfunding when it first came out. There was no proof that any of the games announced weren't coming out. There was no proof that anything Tommy said was a lie, right? So it was just Volpe yelling scam for some reason. So it is what it is. But I think we got to get to some actual news, right? We got to talk about some real things. What we got going here? Fucking Washington Post. Look at this. All right, we got a Washington Post article. You gotta love the fucking mainstream media getting in on this shit. No, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, folks. Sony announces PlayStation Stars. It's a loyalty reward program that PlayStation is coming out with. This is coming from the Washington Post. Let me remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We have had a large amount of subscribers. We had about 20 new subscribers in the last month or so. We appreciate each and every one of you. And, we want to remind you that we have polls and stuff. We like to be active with the community. So welcome to the community. And let's talk about Sony announcing PlayStation Stars, a loyalty program for gamers. Guys, last week we talked about the Polium and how they were going to give you free shit, Polium tokens for playing Polium games. Well, Sony says, hold my beer. We're going to give you shit for playing our games. So this is written by Shannon Liao. Says Sony is adding a free rewards and loyalty program for gamers called PlayStation Stars. The program will launch later this year, the company said, though specific details about a release timeline will remain under wraps. It says players can use PlayStation Stars to earn rewards through completing tasks called campaigns, such as spending time on a particular title or working toward in-game achievements. We really feel like this is just the best time to be launching this type of program. In terms of us having the healthiest player base, the PlayStation 5 obviously is a huge success, and we really wanted to do something that can honor and celebrate PlayStation's history, and now is the best time to do so. Now, right off the bat, I'm a little hesitant on this whole thing. Hopefully, whatever campaigns they come out with or whatever, achievements, because they're saying, hey, if you get trophies or achievements or whatever, we're going to give you some shit. So hopefully, like if they say, hey, we'll give you achievements for Miles Morales or Spider-Man Remastered, that they retroactively give players, the tokens or whatever the fuck, points, stars, for doing this shit before the program was launched, right? Because once you earn the trophy, you can't go back and earn it again. So hopefully they'll say, hey, you already earned the trophy. We have this campaign going. Here's some free stars or free fucking tokens or whatever the fuck it is. I already have a job, PlayStation. Thanks. No, but this is going to give you free shit while you play. Sony did this with PlayStation Underground. Said Grace Chen, Vice President of Network Advertising, Loyalty, and Licensed Merchandise, in an interview with the Washington Post. Grace Chen, big fan of the channel. She's always watching. I know she's watching again. So, Grace, make sure, that we get the retroactive credits. We wanted to create a program that honors that journey and the role the PlayStation may have had in someone's life. We wanted to do that in a way that only PlayStation can. The program is named after stars because Sony liked their connotation of being unbound and limitless, which lines up with PlayStation's slogan that play has no limits. Later this year, it will roll out to regions worldwide, including Asia, the Americas, Europe, and more. Chen said PlayStation Stars will not be a competitor to Xbox Game Pass, Microsoft's video game subscription service, and that the program is meant to appeal to both new and veteran players. It's beneficial for all players, obviously for players who have been with PlayStation for a long time and have been on this gaming journey with us. We want to be able to recognize and reward them in distinct ways, but there will be a lot of aspects about the program that new customers will enjoy as well. All players will earn loyalty points that can be redeemed for PlayStation Network wallet funds and thus traded in for items worth real money. Gamers who are subscribed to Sony's PlayStation Plus online service will earn additional points to spend in the PlayStation Store, a perk that non-subscribers will miss out. Look at that. They're already getting you. They're already nickel and diming you saying, hey, we're going to dangle this PlayStation Stars, in front of you. But if you spend a little more money, you can get additional stars. You can earn some of that PS Plus money back. Just fucking subscribe and play some games. So already, this is already sounding like they're turning the whole PlayStation into a fucking free-to-play thing, right? It's kind of gross. I love PlayStation, but I'm not loving this what I'm reading here. It's an extra layer to the trophy system. Yeah, it would be, but they're giving you extra shit for being PlayStation Plus, and this is going to cause people to, bite the bullet and say, hey, I need to subscribe to PlayStation Plus so I can earn those extra rewards. And chances are they're going to end up not earning them because they're not going to play the games anyway, right? One Inch Bicep says wish Switch would give trophies, and I'll buy Switch ports because of this reason. I'm not someone who goes after trophies. I'm not a trophy hunter or achievement hunter. I just play the game, play it to the best of my ability, get to the end. And if I like it, I'll play it some more, and if not, it goes in the bin. It says players can redeem points for standalone games, add-on content, and specially themed collectibles in the rewards program catalog. Sony plans to add new rewards, campaigns, and collectibles over time. While Sony was vague on details about the program, it said there will be a monthly check-in campaign that rewards users for playing at least one game, as well as other campaigns for winning tournaments and earning specific trophies. Other campaigns might ask players to play a certain game online. Again, this whole, hey, if you play the new Sony game online, we'll give you some fucking rewards. That's going to cause people to want to buy them, because they want to collect those fucking special collectibles, right? Now, this is the microtransaction free to play enticement model. Like, hey, we're going to give you a little bit. Hey, do this little task for us, and we'll earn some more. And hey, these are going to be special collectibles. You can only get these special collectibles for your PlayStation. These special themes or icons or whatever the fuck, avatars, right? You gotta be part of the program, and they're gonna make it so that the only way you can achieve it or earn enough fucking points is that you gotta be fucking part of PlayStation Plus. You gotta complete all these campaigns, right? Because that's how it always starts. It always starts where it's shit's real cheap. It's real easy to get these extras, and then over time, slowly but surely, the extras, the nice collectibles, the things that you've been used to getting and earning, you're going to make it harder and harder to get. And that's going to entice you to spend some money, buy some games, play more online. I don't like this. I don't like where this is going. Yeah, digital Boy Scout merit badges. Yeah. And it says if you like a video game console, you have to defend it like Rab. Nah, not really. I love, like I said, I love PlayStation. It's my console of choice. PlayStation 5 is 95% of my gaming is done on PlayStation 5. It says collecting all the seeds in Zelda Breath of the Wild is a huge task. It would be nice to have that in your profile that you did that. I guess, but like I said, for me, I don't care, right? I don't care if you guys think I'm a great gamer or a dedicated gamer or hardcore. I don't give a shit. If people are like, hey, he didn't beat this game or he beat this game. I've never thought that people were cool because they beat a certain game or they got a certain amount of trophies or a particular trophy. But this is for their top tier. No, they're going to have a free model. You're going to earn, say, 3 points, right, for playing without no PlayStation Plus, hypothetically. But if you got PlayStation Plus, you're going to earn 7 points. But if you got PlayStation Plus Premium, you're going to earn 10 points. And if you got PlayStation Plus Deluxe Suck Your Dick version, we're going to give you 15 points. And that's going to be the incentive for people to get the higher tiers of PlayStation Plus. You know, when they tell you, hey, if you play fucking Fall Guys, you'll earn points, right? And why would they tell you to play Fall Guys? Because Fall Guys is paying PlayStation to promote Fall Guys. And then they're going to promote Fall Guys by fucking telling you they're going to get points for playing Fall Guys. You're going to be earning Sony money while they're giving you fucking nickels and dimes. That's all that this is. It's fucking disgusting. So, you're an adult. You can be a little bit ashamed of your accomplishments at certain points. They don't give out trophies for meeting Green Day. They don't. They should, but they don't. It says PlayStation's announcement echoes a larger shift in the entertainment sphere towards subscription models and more consumer-facing initiatives. Yeah, this is bullshit. As a broad array of entertainment services move to subscriptions, loyalty emerges as a critical metric, said Juice Van Drumen, a lecturer on the business of games at the New York University Stern School of Business. By incentivizing players to check in regularly and making their memberships more visible, Sony will likely improve retention and brand loyalty. It will prove key during a period in which inflation and an economic depression will weigh down consumer spending on games. Basically, we're going to use your brain to hook you on a dopamine rush to keep you addicted to playing PlayStation, right? This is when people talk about video game addiction, this is the kind of shit that causes it. Actual. And video game addiction is not really video game addiction, right? It's a misnomer. Because you're not addicted to playing games. You're usually addicted to the gambling mechanic, the what's the word I'm looking for? The loot boxes, the microtransactions, the little dopamine rush you get when your character levels up. Right? They've invested in psychology and psychiatry, and they've talked to professionals who know about addiction. And they've used these things against you, right? PlayStation, free-to-play mobile games, the gaming entertainment industry as a whole uses what they know about addiction, and they've turned that against you. So it's not, like I said, you're not addicted to playing video games, right? Like when you're addicted to alcohol, you want to drink alcohol, right? When you're addicted to video games, it's usually like, hey, I want to play fucking loot boxes, right? Or you're addicted to one specific game because of the dopamine rush of being level 59 on World of Warcraft and fucking hearing the little thing, the little blipping. Oh shit, I fucking got new fucking purple gear or whatever the fuck those nerds do on that shit. And that's what you get addicted to. Not so much actually playing the game, right? Like no one's ever been addicted to fucking Spider-Man or fucking Fortnite. You get addicted to all the other things, right? Not the actual gameplay itself, is what I'm saying. I'm not addicted to doing drugs. I'm just addicted to being high. Yeah, exactly. No, but drugs have a chemical. They cause chemical reaction in your brain. There's more to it than that. When you're talking video game gambling, it's a psychological addiction. It's not a chemical dependency. There is a correlation between chemical dependency and addiction with things like drugs and alcohol, but there's a slight variance. I get pretty addicted to the forklift jobs in Shenmue. Ironically, I was an unemployed loser at the time. I've driven a forklift in real life. I fucking hate that shit. I would never. Hate it. As part of PlayStation Stars, the first player to reach platinum, completing all in-game achievements in a blockbuster title in a local time zone, will also receive a award. Hey, they're stealing Tommy's idea, giving you local rewards. You're going to be the first, of course, in your local time zone. See, now they're incentivizing people to fucking buy early. You got to buy this shit, pre-fucking order it, play it as soon as you get it, fucking speed through the game, get the fucking platinum, precluding others from winning it. Chen said the company would work to minimize fraudulent activities in the event that people cheat or buy and sell accounts with certain rewards attached. They're already anticipating people cheating to get these rewards, right? This is ridiculous. Now we want you to fucking chew through games as fast as you can to keep buying new games. Another kind of reward Sony is offering is digital collectibles. There it is. Digital collectibles, special things. You only can get these things from your fucking PlayStation rewards. Don't you want to be the cool kid on the block? Don't you want to have the little fancy hat, the little fancy fucking avatar? I'm not liking this, Sony. I'm a big Sony fucking pony, big Sony pony, but I'm not liking this. Sounds like shit, and I'm not liking it. Which are 3D rendered representations of things like figurines of video game characters and past Sony devices. Some will be ultra rare and hard to obtain. They aren't non-fungible tokens, despite also being digital and collectible. They're not. It's definitely not NFTs. Definitely not. You can't trade them or sell them. It's not leveraging any blockchain technologies, and definitely not NFTs. Man, she said it was not NFTs so many fucking times. It makes me believe they're going to be fucking NFTs, right? Like, she had to clarify like 3 or 4 times how they're not NFTs. It sounds like they're going to be NFTs eventually. But right now, they're definitely not NFTs. But they're rare. And the only way you can get these is by fucking being part of this rewards program, which is definitely not Sony's attempt to fucking, handcuff you to their machine and keep you playing for as long as they fucking possibly can. This is disgusting. PlayStation Stars is not something that I'm looking forward to. Unfortunately for me, as a Sony pony, I'm probably going to use the system because if they're going to give me free shit for playing games, I'm going to take it. I'm not going to be happy about it. I'm not going to go out of my way to earn extra points. Fucking disgusting. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the fucking chat. Am I out of line? Is these PlayStation Stars a good thing? It's a bad thing? What do you think? Let me know. Steam gives you cards that are worth like 2 cents. Yeah, every time I fucking log into Steam, I always like, boom, you got a new fucking Steam card. I'm like, dude, I haven't even fucking played Steam in like a year. How the fuck am I getting new Steam cards? It's kind of the same, but all the extra stuff that they're putting, allowing you to buy things with your points, making certain things extra rare, telling you to rush out and play the game because if you're the first to get platinum, you're going to get extra points, right? It's going to cause people to fucking try to play it as fast as possible. It's going to be a mess. It's going to cause problems. Will I actually be able to buy a PlayStation 5 in the store? I have no idea. No idea. Like I said, if you're a good Sony pony, Sony just tells you, like, hey, come buy a fucking PlayStation. So I don't know. What's up, Beefy? Beefy's in the house. It was nice seeing you highlighted on Pat's video. Yeah, Mr. Beefy's comment was on Pat's video. Pat giving credit to everybody but me. It's fine. I don't mind. I'm not bitter. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm not bitter. Not bitter about Pat and Ian not giving me credit. It's fine. This. All right. What we got here? What else we got on tap? Do I like the Game Pass model? I don't know much about it. But, I mean, from my understanding, the game doesn't stay on Game Pass forever, right? So it is the same concept, like, hey, you got to hurry up and play this game and try to beat it before it runs off your Game Pass. But, I mean, if you're someone, a casual gamer, it's free games. If you're not going to buy games all the time, it's probably a cheaper option. Gives you access to a large library of games. I'm not opposed to it. I don't think it's bad. I got to look at it more because, like I said, I don't have a Xbox. I don't really play Steam or Xbox games on my PC. So I gotta see. I gotta investigate it just a little bit more. Excuse me. That dead silence. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like there's going to be silence as I'm typing and stuff. It's hard. It's hard doing a one-man show. They aren't on Game Pass for a month. They stay on for a while. Yeah, I understand that they stay for a while. But there are a lot of older gamers. Like for young gamers, right? It's fucking perfect. But when you're an older gamer and you're like, can only play an hour here, an hour there, like some of those longer games, you're not going to be able to beat them on Game Pass. Sometimes, I play games fucking hours at a time, right? But then some days I won't play fucking games at all. There'll be days that I'm so fucking tired from work that I want to play games, but I'm just like, I'm fucking tired and I don't play anything. It's the price of being old, right? And you remember when Pat hired that? Is she confirmed to be a hooker? I keep hearing people say that she's a hooker, but is that like confirmed, or was she just a model, or was she just like someone he paid? I don't know. So that was his sister. Does Pat even know who the fuck you are? Pat does know who I am. Pat does. It's confirmed. He's mentioned me once. He mentioned me once on the show. Then I got accused of being an alt-right Nazi. And then he never mentioned me again. So he definitely knows who I am. Pat's taking lines out of my mouth that he didn't give me credit for. Yeah. No Call, No Show says, I feel like if it's a game you want to play, you'll have enough time on Game Pass to finish it. Yeah, like I said, I really got to look into it more. I don't know how long games stay. I don't know which games are going on it. Can I get a link to the hooker video? It is Pat's. It's a review of a Genesis game. So, forget Alistair Dragoon or something. Something like that. Some shit like that. Damn, I got people fucking commenting on my videos right now as we speak. Should be crazy. People are still butthurt over Isom. Alistair Dragoon, yeah, that's what I thought. But we got something else to talk about. Something more important. Bayonetta 3 is coming to Switch. That's right, gentlemen. We're getting some of that Naked Witch action on your Nintendo Switch. More porn for the porn machine. But before we get into this article, let me remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel and prove that you are not a naive little baby. It says Bayonetta 3, this is from Engadget, is finally coming to Switch on October 28th. Nintendo announces sequel all the way back in 2017. Yeah. Fucking ridiculously long fucking here. It says December 2017 feels like a lifetime ago, and yet that's how long it's been since Nintendo announced Bayonetta 3. Fast forward 4.5 years, and the long-awaited sequel finally has a release date. It's coming to Switch on October 28th, meaning that Nintendo's sticking to its pledge of releasing the game this year. Nintendo revealed a fresh trailer and more details about what to expect. Bayonetta 3 takes place in Tokyo, the mountains of China, and some other locations. Bayonetta will have a new ability at her disposal called Demon Masquerade, which taps into the power of the demon that's linked to her weapon to help her attack foes with hellish combos. There's a new character as well. You'll be able to control Viola, a witch in training who can unleash a feline demon named Cheshire on enemies. It says, along with the base game, fans will be able to snag Trinity Masquerade Edition from some retailers at My Nintendo Store. It includes a full-color 200-page art book and reversible case for all three games, and Platinum Games series Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2 are sold separately. More details about the bundle, including pre-order info, will be revealed later. You might not know this, but I've never played a Bayonetta game. I should. I heard they're really good, but I've never actually played Bayonetta. No Call, No Show says that's how long it took for the Amico to fail. Yeah. It says, perhaps with that collector's edition in mind, Nintendo announced a physical version of the original Bayonetta for Switch. It will arrive on September 30th and cost $30, but it will only be available in limited quantities. Although it's delayed the sequel of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild until next spring, Nintendo currently has the most extensive first-party slate of any of the big three console makers for the rest of the year. A remake of Live a Live will arrive on July 22nd. 1 week later, Nintendo will release Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Splatoon 3 will be available in September, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will land in November, with Bayonetta 3 filling in the gap between those. So there you go, Bayonetta 3. But there's a little bit more going on with Bayonetta 3. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but in Bayonetta, she gets naked. The more she attacks, the more her hair comes off of her body because her entire suit is made out of her hair. So she gets naked. And while you can't really see things, some people are kind of offended by those kind of things, right? Some people are like, no, women, no, ew, women are icky. So Bayonetta 3, even though it's sexier than ever, this is coming from Twinfinite, but Naive Angel Mode lets you censor partial nudity. And apparently this fucking article's not loading. Awesome. This is why I should fucking use ad blocker, but I don't. Let's try to load this up one more time. It wouldn't be a show if we didn't have fucking some sort of technical difficulty. All right, here we go. Bayonetta 3 is sexier than ever, but Naive Angel Mode lets you censor partial nudity. Giuseppe Nelva wrote this article. It says, today Platinum Games announced that Bayonetta 3 will let players decide what they want to see in terms of nudity. Developer Platinum Games itself issued a cheeky tweet mentioning that Bayonetta is sexier than ever in the new game. But instead of censoring it for everyone, the power has been put in the hands of the players. You can activate the revolutionary Naive Angel Mode designed to let more people fully enjoy the game by covering the instances of partial nudity for Bayonetta herself and other characters. This should allow everyone to play in the living room without having to worry about who may be watching. The tweet also includes a video that showcases the mode in action. I suppose you may consider it slightly not safe for work. So this is the video here. And as you can see, with Naive Angel off, you can see some skin. With it on, she just wears her suit the whole time. Let's see if I can make this bigger. So if you think that the female body is icky, you don't want to see it, you play Naive Angel. You don't get to see the little side boobs. You don't get to see the little side titty, under boob. Just turn that shit on. Personally, I know there were some people complaining, saying that this is still giving in. The SJWs are winning. Having options, right? The SJWs are winning because you have the option to turn off the nudity, turn off the sexiness. But I agree with Beefy. I like that it's an option. I think that if we start putting this option, something like this, in all the games that have these issues, that have this sexiness to it, right? They won't be able to complain no more, right? The people that complain that there's too much nudity or there's objectification of women in these games, you got nothing to complain about, right? You can turn it off. You want to objectify women? Turn it off. You don't? Turn it on. Give players a choice, right? Let people do what they want to do, see what they want to see. By doing this, you're going to bridge the gap. You're going to allow people from both sides to come together and say, hey, I can play the game how I want to. Sure, there's still going to be people complaining, right? But that's going to be the far extremists. Just like we got far extremists are going, hey, this is dumb. Don't let this. They're fucking, putting this option in is killing games. It's fucking killing my boner, right? Those fucking extremists on that side, never going to be happy. The ones on the other side, they're like, hey, fucking, we don't care about your boner. We don't want you to fucking look at sexy fucking graphics, sexy fucking bits on the screen, right? Those people are never going to be happy either, right? People in the middle, people like me and Beefy, we're good with this. This is what we need. Right? Excuse me, gentlemen. I'm away to jerk off to Bayonetta. Hey, that's your thing, Finbar. I mean, you go for it. That's one Harry Pizza? Yeah, it is. It is. So, Tommy O says options are good. That's why video games rock, because they don't make options for movies or books or other things. That's why video games are cool. Yeah, giving people more options, different difficulties, go for it, right? Knock your socks off. I don't care. I understand some people are, very protective of things, very upset. They don't want more people playing. Fuck you. Don't give an easy mode to Dark Souls. Dark Souls has to be hard. And I'm like, I don't give a shit, right? I'm old. I don't have time for this shit. Sometimes I just want to play a game, make it easy. And sometimes I want to make it hard. Sometimes I don't mind a hard game. I got time. It's not taking anything away. Maybe if you want to satisfy everybody, and you want to put an easy mode in the game, give a separate trophy, beat it on easy mode. You get one trophy, beat it on hard mode, you get another trophy. So all the hard mode players can be like, hey, see, I got the hard mode trophy. I'm cool. I'm in the cool kids club. You only got the fucking piss baby trophy, right? And they'll be happy. You'll be happy. They'll be happy. Everyone's fucking happy. More options make more people happy. Less options, not so many people happy, right? So that's all I got on Bayonetta. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Are you looking forward to it? Are you going to play it? Are you going to play it in Naive Angel, or are you going to put on the full partial nudity and sexiness? Let me know. I'm curious. Curious what kind of perverts my fans are. Finbar says, I'm a simple man. I see a hot chick. I jerk. Don't care if she's real or not. I once jerked off to what I thought was a hot chick's ass. Turned out it was up close of a bent arm. It did the job, though. Yeah, that sounds like fucking, most teens from our generation watching scrambled porn, switching it to like channel 47 and seeing the fucking scrambled lines. And, I think that's a boob. And you're just fucking watching. You're like, fuck it. I'm not going to spend 30 hours to see boobs. I don't think you have to spend 30 hours to see boobs. I don't think you ever actually see boobs in the game. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people who play games with nudity mods and stuff like that. And I personally, I'm like, I don't get it, right? Like, if I'm playing Street Fighter, I don't need to see naked people. Like, I don't understand the allure. Like, maybe when I was 12, I'm like, oh, naked boobies, ooh, right? It's funny. But like, I'm like 41. I'm like, if I wanted to see boobs, I just fucking watch boobs, right? I'm old enough to watch boobs now. I don't need to sneak a mod on a fucking game. So I don't know. That's just me. So it's to hide the boner when you're playing this on the plane, on the plane or like in public. When you're picking up your kid from daycare, put on the naive angel so you don't look like a pervert. Incognito mode is still the king. All right, I think we got a couple more articles that we go through. Sorry for the silence. My phone went off. I had to check what it was. We're going to be talking Nintendo next. Nintendo has acquired their own animation studio, so that's kind of weird. Let me get this set up here. This is coming from The Verge, which is weird. Also, we're an hour and 30 minutes into this podcast. Feels like I just started. Feels like we just started talking. I didn't think I'd be able to carry this long by myself. So kudos for me, right? Good job for me. I'm going to pat myself on the back on that one. Hour and a half, still going. Still got shit to say. We played Tomb Raider to try to see boobs, yeah. Max Leonard says, I kind of hibernated my way from the last show to this show. Well, thank you for waking up and joining us, Max. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the people in chat. I appreciate the lurkers who are watching. I appreciate the people who download this and watch it later so I don't get the clicks. I appreciate each and every one of you. As long as you're watching and listening to my voice, I'm a happy man, right? Even if my voice makes you mad, even if my content upsets you, even if I upset you, I'm just glad that you listen, that you're willing to hear me out. Yeah, you're doing a good job. Thanks, Max. I think I got more, room for improvement. I could probably improve the visuals and be a little quicker. If I would have had everything set up, if I knew I was going to be solo, I would have had everything set up better. All the banners and stuff, and all the links and everything would have been all ready to go. But I wasn't. I like I said, I was at the zoo. I came home late. But I'm doing the best I can. And that's all we can expect from anybody. Just do the best you can. And so it says, Nintendo acquires animation studio. So we're going to be talking about Nintendo getting in the animation business. This is a game changer. Game changer. It's coming from The Verge. And let me remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, sub to the channel, because where else are you going to get this top quality entertainment with a voice dripping with honey? Nowhere else. Nintendo acquires animation studio that'll become Nintendo Pictures to focus on development of visual content using Nintendo intellectual property. It was written by John Porter for The Verge. It says Nintendo has acquired CG production company Dynamo Pictures and it will rename it to Nintendo Pictures, the company has announced. The new subsidiary will focus on development of visual content utilizing Nintendo IP and the planning and production of visual content, including CG animation. The company's IMDb page lists credits on dozens of titles, including motion capture work on Death Stranding and Persona 5, and post-production work on Metroid Other M. If this company was doing work with Sony and Atlas and other companies, Nintendo's not only are they acquiring their own company to make, Nintendo-related movies, TV shows, they're also cutting off, potentially Sony and Xbox from a good studio. So this is a smart move by Nintendo. Hitting the competition on one of their tools, taking one of the tools out of the tool chest. I hope we get a great Zelda animated series. No Mario Brothers though. Yeah. I would like a Legend of Zelda series. Done like make it epic. Span like 3 or 4 games worth of content. Have them out there fighting. Make it more adulty. Not super adult, but maybe like teen. So you're getting a little action, blood, little violence. Not this silly like kiddie thing. I want to see something that's more like the Castlevania series that was on Netflix, something like that. An F-Zero series would be good too. That'd be fucking badass. I know they had an F-Zero cartoon back in the day that again was really kiddie, but like a more adult, teen to adult. I keep saying adult because I'm an adult, but like more like, when I say adult, I mean less childish, more serious in tone. F-Zero series, I think that like a less violent Castlevania for sure. More serious. But obviously, Nintendo being the family company, it's probably going to be a bunch of silly things. An F-Zero game on Switch. I would play that. I don't play Switch that often, but an F-Zero game would definitely make me play Switch. I haven't watched the full. I watched the first season of Castlevania, and I loved it. But for some reason, I just haven't got into this, watching the second season yet. I got to sit down. Maybe tomorrow I'll sit down and finish watching it. The same thing with the fucking I Love the Voltron series. I was watching that, and then like the last season, I didn't watch it for some reason. It says the acquisition comes as Nintendo is gearing up for the most significant cinematic releases in years, an animated movie on the Super Mario Bros. Franchise starring Chris Pratt. The film is currently scheduled to release in spring next year, almost 30 years after the last major cinematic adaptation, 1993's live-action Super Mario Bros., starring Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. A live-action adaptation of Detective Pikachu based on the Pokemon franchise was released in 2019. The acquisition comes amidst a flurry of interest in turning video games into movies and TV shows. A second animated film based on the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise was released earlier this year, and a TV show based on Naughty Dog's The Last of Us is currently in production for HBO. Sony, which also recently put out a film based on its Uncharted games, indicated that it wants to continue expanding its PlayStation IP outside of the video games at a recent Investor Day. Nintendo's notice to shareholders says it's acquiring 100% of the outstanding shares of Dynamo Pictures, which will become a wholly owned subsidiary of the video game company. It's expect the acquisition to close October 3rd, 2022. That's it. Nothing much. Nothing more. But yeah, the Mario thing says the Mario thing should actually be okay. I think it's made by people who did Minions and Lego Movie. What about a cuter Zelda that resembles Studio Ghibli? A Studio Ghibli helmed Zelda project would be awesome. But Studio Ghibli is not kiddie, right? If you watch their movies, they have adult themes and they tackle serious issues. They might not be like ultra graphic and violence and like fucking blood and guts, right? But they're still like serious in tone. They're serious enough in tone that there's a message, and there's usually, like I said, themes and stuff that are more adult. It's not just kiddie like, hey, he fucking stole my jelly, and now they're going to track down the fucking jelly bean thief or some shit, right? It's like something serious. It's usually about the environment or like war. So Studio Ghibli would do a fucking good Zelda. It says make an animated series of F-Zero first and bring in the game after. I think the issue with the game is Mario Kart 8. That could be it. But F-Zero, like, they were making games and then just stopped for some reason, right? It was weird. Because they did have Mario Kart during the same time they had F-Zero. It wasn't like F-Zero stopped and then Mario Kart started. And F-Zero is slightly different from Mario Kart, right? It's a faster racer. It's more intense. It's not so kiddie again. You actually enjoy the Minions Despicable Me stuff? I haven't seen it. I think I've seen one of them. Luckily, I haven't had the need to watch the Despicable Me or Minions. As long as Donkey Kong smashes a barrel over Mario's head, that'll be okay with me. Yeah, Zelda serious in like end of the world. Yeah, like a serious end of the world. The teenage hero rising up to face the insurmountable odds of fucking Ganon, and do it like that. Finbar says Spirited Away scared the shit out of my daughter when she was 5 years old. I love fucking Spirited Away. Spirited Away is probably one of my top 3 Ghibli movies. I love it. Sidekick Max loves Spirited Away too. So Nintendo's getting their own animation studio. Probably after October, when the acquisition becomes final, they'll start releasing details about what they're going to be working on. What movies, TV shows, what kind of deals they got going on. Maybe they'll strike a deal with Disney Plus or maybe Netflix to put some stuff on there. So we'll see. It'll be interesting times. Interesting times that we live in. This is something that 20 years ago I wouldn't have thought that Nintendo would be buying a fucking animation studio, but here we are. Ganon can represent like the sins of the past, all that stuff. That's an interesting concept. They have the Shadow Link, right? Shadow Link could be like the sins of the past. They could show him getting darker. Like the more that Link cuts corners, the more things that he does that are unheroic, you can see the shadow getting darker, Shadow Link forming, more and more solid. My talk therapist had COVID and did my sessions anyways. New Normia. Yeah. That's weird. Gary's probably cranking his play date while watching the Bayonetta trailer. Just another viewer says it was faster than Mario Kart, yes, but when the last F-Zero game, F-Zero and Sonic have the same issues. Making the games faster back then was easier than speed now. Everything is faster now. Yeah, I think the last F-Zero game was tied to that TV show, though. I think there's been, 4 or 5 games? So we got F-Zero in 1990. And then 6 years later, we had F-Zero Grand Prix. Grand Prix 2 was in 97. F-Zero X in 98. F-Zero X had an expansion kit in 2000. Maximum Velocity in 2001. Then we had GX, AX, GP Legend, and then 2004 Climax was the last fucking game. and that shit was on fucking Game Boy Advance. So yeah, the last couple of games were Game Boy Advance games. And they really need to get on it. Tommy says, I like Link to be unable to speak. If he were deaf or something, it could be fascinating. Yeah, the silent protagonist, maybe something about taking the Master Sword. Maybe have him talking until he takes the sword and the sword makes him deaf. Like he has to give up his voice in order to become the hero. Put something on it. I think just making him like born unable to speak would be kind of weird. Having him sacrifice something to become the hero. Did you guys ever play Ballistics? It's a real good racing game. No, I've never even heard of it. Just another viewer says Nintendo can't make a game at 124 FPS. I think that hurts F-Zero. Yeah, I love the F-Zero tracks in Mario Kart 8. Makes me nostalgic for the NES game, SNES game, and the awesome music. I haven't played those tracks. Now I'm interested to play some Mario Kart 8. I got Mario Kart 8. I have the expansion pass. I just haven't played it, right? There's just something about the fucking Switch that I just can't fucking play it. Like, I just have it in front of me. And I'm just like, nah, I'll play Sony. I'll play PlayStation. Tommy says it could be a story of overcoming disability. He's shown as being different from the others in a lot of the games. Yeah, that could work too. There's so many possibilities with Link, Legend of Zelda. So go ahead, Nintendo. Steal my idea. I know you watched the show. I know Shigeru Miyamoto's taking notes. He's a good friend. I know he's a good friend of Tommy. And so, Shigeru probably watches the show because, we mentioned Tommy a lot. And we mentioned his friend. So, go ahead. So, steal our ideas. Make it so, Shigeru. You tell them guys over there to go ahead and make that Legend of Zelda. Call up Ghibli. I know Ghibli's probably interested too. Ugh. Now we're going to be talking about Gary's favorite game, Elden Ring. He's not here. This article, actually, I was like hoping Gary would be here. Retro Brother says Tommy and I are friends too. That's cool, Retro Brother. We got a stream link. Not yet. Not till the after show, Max. Not till the after show. Sorry, Tony. Had to get a Canadian bit in there somehow. Yeah. I hate the Switch because Canadians love it. Canadians and soy boys. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what it is. And I grew up on Nintendo, right? I grew up on the fucking NES, Super NES. Those are my consoles until I got the fucking PlayStation. I was playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 for a minute, and I just stopped. I was playing fucking Octopath Traveler. I love the game, and I just stopped. It's like something, I don't know, something holds me back from playing the fucking Switch. I don't know what it is. It's not the graphics, because I don't mind them. It's not the frame rate. I'm not a fucking frame rate whore. I don't care. Just always like, the PlayStation's there. Play the PlayStation. I don't know. Oh, Tommy says some of the Universal Studios theme park concept artists have listed Zelda on some of their credentials. Ooh. I don't know. Interesting. Interesting time we're living in. Excuse me. Speaking of interesting times and times in general, Elden Ring player has hit the max playtime. This is insane, folks. So we're gonna dive into it. There's an article coming from Game Rant. While I'm pulling it up, let me remind you to go ahead and like the video, share it with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel so you can get all the good content that I bring you, and the rest of the guys on the show that aren't here today, but they're usually here. It says Elden Ring is a highly replayable game that naturally lends itself to long playthroughs, but one fan has gone to the extra mile and hit the max playtime. It says Elden Ring, From Software's massive open world take on the Souls genre, has been all the rage since its release earlier this year. As a game with lots to do and plenty to see, players could find themselves investing quite a bit of time in the lands between. One Elden Ring fan has managed to exceed limits that even From Software didn't believe possible, hitting the max playtime on the game's internal clock. Widely celebrated for its immense and detailed open world, Elden Ring can take a considerable amount of time to complete. There are over 150 bosses scattered throughout the lands between, each taking a significant amount of effort to defeat. Due to its depth, Elden Ring can last over 60 hours for a single playthrough and even more if attempting 100% completion. Additionally, the game offers a new Game Plus mode that fans continuously use to restart the game while preserving their character and playtime. In a way, Elden Ring can go on almost infinitely if players so desires. One fan might be keen on playing Elden Ring indefinitely in a Reddit post shared by Jay's Rebellion 15. Impressively, the Elden Ring fan has hit the 999-hour time limit programmed within the game. The user shared that Elden Ring's internal clock refuses to move past the 999:59:59 mark, effectively hitting the maximum amount of time the game can calculate. Jay's Rebellion 15's character, one resembling Castlevania's Richter Belmont, sits at level 648, and all playtime was done on the Xbox One. There is the picture, level 648, 999, 59:59. Fans in the comments section quickly did the math for how such feat was accomplished and calculated the original poster had played the game for at least 7.35 hours a day since launch. Jay's Rebellion 15 reiterates his love for Elden Ring and points to his YouTube channel and various Reddit posts as the reason behind their enormous playtime. While many players champion defeating the most formidable bosses in Elden Ring as incredible feats in the game, Jay's Rebellion's impressive playtime can be considered one itself. Elden Ring offers many ways to keep players locked in well after the credits roll. The game features thriving PvP scene with rumors of potential arena DLC eventually finding its way to the game, further expanding replayability. Also, co-op is a key feature that many Elden Ring fans enjoy partaking in, endlessly offering help to those struggling with the most challenging bosses. Elden Ring still has room to grow as potential expansion packs arrive for the game, and it may not be too long before other fans are bumping up their playtimes as well. So this guy has played fucking tons of Elden Ring, tons. I mean, in a way, this is a commendable feat, right? He's dedicated a large fucking chunk of his life to playing Elden Ring, and I commend him for that. In another way, it's kind of sad, right? Like, damn, there's other games, right? I understand Elden Ring is pretty fun. I've played it, but there are other games. I've never played a game, one single game, for that amount of time. Now, that said, there is no way to know if this player actually played the game for $990. What I mean is, it is quite possible that he just left his game on, right? He could have hit level 648, left his game on, and just started racking in fucking hours and playtime on his character. We don't know that, right? We're all assuming that he was actually playing the game for that time. But there is a possibility, right? I'm throwing it out there. There's a possibility that he just, left the game on for long stretches of time to accumulate the playtime. Maybe he saw the playtime, was like, hey, let's see how high I can get this playtime to go, and just let his game run. And when he hit max playtime, he's like, hey guys, look how long I played. So, that's always possible. Tommy O says, low when you play the game more than the people who made it. Yeah. This is the new speed running. How long can you play it? Slow running. They should report how Rabbit has hit the max playtime with a hat in time. How is that game? I've heard that game is good. So, that's all I got on Elden Ring. This guy has played it for a ridiculously long amount of time. I've played it for a ridiculously short amount of time. I need to get back into Elden Ring. Again, I don't know what it is. I like it. It was fun. But I'm so concerned about playing the game offline and not showing you guys that I'm always like, I got to stream it. I'll stream it. And then I'm like, I don't feel like streaming. So then I never play the game, right? So what I'm saying is I blame you fans, you 640 people who are subscribed to the channel. It's your fault that I haven't played Elden Ring more because I want to play it, but I don't want to deprive you of the joy of watching me play it. So then I just don't play it. So again, to reiterate, it's your fault. Hey, look who's here. Gary's here. What's up, Gary? You're here in the chat, but I don't see you here on the fucking panel. It's kind of weird, Gary. Kind of weird. Not gonna lie. He left the game on, take away his PlayStation stars. Yeah. Saunders says, I've done this before and got deep into a game. You start to lose grip on reality after so many hours. Damn, that's just... I wonder what his max playtime would have been on Shark. No max playtime. No max. The game kicks you off. They're like, hey, what are you doing? Stop playing this shit. Gary says, I'm dead tired. Sorry for not being on. I'll show up for the after show. Fucking Gary. Gary heard Elden Ring and he came running. Yeah, that's what it is. Jerry says that game isn't good while you have guys playing it for 99 hours. Championship Manager did this to me. You Americans won't care since it's a soccer management sim. No, I care. I love fucking. Man, I play. One of the games that I played the most is a wrestling booker simulator. It's called Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. I played the 2016 version, 2015 version, 2013 version. I've played it ever since. It was Extreme Wrestling Revolution or something like that, EWR. There's nothing. There's no graphics, right? There's nothing. It's just fucking punching shit in and booking wrestling matches. And I get it. It's addicting, right? You see fucking numbers going up and you fucking fake crowd fucking giving you kudos and making money. So I understand that, right? I love fucking those kind of sim games. I just don't like soccer, so I wouldn't be interested in that, right? Same reason why I don't play like a baseball management sim or a racing management sim or football one, right? I'm not really interested in that sport, so I just But wrestling, I love it, so I understand. Has Gary finished cranking his playdate? He's like Soldier Boy. He just cranked that. One Inch Bicep says, think it's commitment issue. Starting a new game is a big chunk of time. No, I've started it, right? Like, I've played it, and it's just like I said. Sometimes I'm real tired. I don't feel like getting the mic out, setting it up. I don't have anything to discuss, so then it's gonna be like. Sometimes I don't feel, that I in a position to give you the full Tony, right? I want to make sure that every time I'm out there live streaming, every time I'm making a video, that I'm at least a little bit entertaining. And sometimes I don't feel like I'm up to the challenge. Sometimes it's just like I'm tired. I don't want to really have a discussion. I just want to play the game. But then again, like I don't want to fucking play it offline and not give you guys anything, right? Like I don't want to be like, yeah, I know I played it like a week ago, and now I went from level fucking 1 to like level 30, and you guys didn't see me beat like 6 or 7 bosses, and it was fucking cool. So I feel bad, like so. In a way, like I said, it's your fault. It's all your fault. Maybe you don't like the dock. No, it's not the dock. It's not even. I got the Pro controller. I like the games. I like Switch. Like I said, it's just I got the PlayStation, and it's just a default. Like it just default to the PlayStation. I don't know what it is. Maybe when I get through all my backlog on the PlayStation and I run out of games, I would just like, all right, now I'll jump over to the fucking Switch. Finbar says, to be honest, I don't like soccer anymore either. Being Scottish, it just invites heartache most of the time. Yeah, I don't really watch wrestling either, right? So mostly what I play on the wrestling sim is like old, like 1996 mods or like fucking, the 80s mod or like a 70s mod or something with the old wrestlers that I know. I don't try to mod it for the new shit. I don't give a fuck. Said he would give me a kiss if I were on a soccer team. You know what I mean? I don't know what you mean. Just another viewer says Gary was a good review of the Playdate, and he also says I stopped playing Assassin's Creed because of the time commitment. I played one Assassin's Creed game, the one where you're like the Native American dude. It was so fucking bad. It was like the extra weapons in Assassin's Creed were worse than the starting weapon. Uh, you could call in the dudes to help you, and it was like just calling the one dude and he fucking killed everybody with his fucking sniper rifle shit. It just wasn't fun. It was like, hey, track down these 160 fucking things, whatever the fuck the items were, and like, we'll give you a fucking costume. I'm like, I don't give a shit about no costume. I'm not gonna do this shit. It was stupid. So, yeah. Oh, it's a song, Tommy? I don't know. I didn't hear that song. I don't know that song. If you play a modern wrestling booker sim, it would involve you negotiating paying off the women you had affairs with. Ooh, shots fired at Vince McMahon. Shots fired. I think we got one more article to go through. It's another small little thing. It is about Bungie. It's coming from The Verge, another Verge article. Let's get this whole fucking banner going. All right, so Sony has bought Bungie. I don't know if you guys were aware of this, but Sony was buying Bungie, and the deal has gone official. Sony now owns Bungie, lock, stock, and barrel. So suck it, Xbox. Sony ponies for the win. So I'm going to pull up this article from The Verge, like I said. But while I'm doing that, why don't you go ahead and like the video. Share it with your friends. Let people know what's going on. And, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But I suspect you probably have because most of my subscribers watch my content, which is awesome. It says Bungie is now officially part of Sony. The acquisition is now complete. This is from Jay Peters at The Verge. It says Bungie, the developer of Destiny 2, which sucks. I hate fucking Destiny 2, is now officially a part of Sony. The PlayStation maker has announced its intent to acquire the gaming studio in January, and now that acquisition is complete. At the initial announcement, Sony said the deal was worth $3.6 billion, but in the SEC filing on Friday, it is said the deal was worth approximately $3.7 billion. So they got another $0.1 billion out of them. Good for you, Bungie. Though it's now under the Sony umbrella, Bungie will continue to independently publish and creatively develop our games, Bungie CEO Pete Parsons said in the blog post from the original announcement of the acquisition. And future games in development won't be PlayStation exclusive, Bungie's Joe Blackburn and Justin Truman said. Yeah, I think this is bullshit. You're not buying Bungie to make multi-plat games. I think you're going to have some that are going to be multi-plat, but I think you're going to have some that are PlayStation exclusive, right? That's just the nature of the beast. Why wouldn't you? But Sony does plan to lean on Bungie for its world-class expertise in multi-platform development and live game services, which will help us deliver on our vision of expanding PlayStation to hundreds of millions of gamers. Sony Interactive Entertainment President, CEO Jim Ryan, and fan of this show, thank you for watching, Jim. We appreciate. Said in January, Sony views live service games as a critical part of the PlayStation future as it plans to launch more than 10 new live service games by March 2026. Oh, Sony, what you doing? You're making it hard to be a Sony fan. With Bungie now officially part of Sony and Take-Two completing its acquisition of Zynga in May, now we have to wait for Microsoft to wrap up its massive $68.7 billion purchase of Activision Blizzard. It might be a little while until that's completed, though. Microsoft expects the deal to close sometime in its fiscal year 2023, which began this month and runs through June 2023. So there it is. Sony has bought Bungie. It's official. Hashtag bleh. Retro Brother says Bungie needs to go back to when they were hiding devs' butts in source code. Yeah, possibly. I didn't like Destiny 2. I know everybody was all excited about Destiny. It's going to be the Halo killer. I don't think it was that great. Destiny 2 was not that great. Fell short of expectations, is what I'm saying. But we'll see. Hopefully they make something better. Hopefully Destiny 3 comes out and it's a lot better. But we'll see. We'll see. Just a little article. Not much to say about it. We see we got King of all buttocks. He's declaring war. It's war, right, King? War. We got a new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing to the Big O Show. We appreciate it. Destiny sucks. It does. Destiny 2, right? One of my friends hyped up Destiny 2. He's like, the second fucking coming. He's like, oh my God, you got to play fucking Destiny 2. It's going to be awesome. Destiny 1 was so great. Fucking Destiny 2 is going to be even better. So I got it. I fucking went all in, got the fucking, $100 fucking version of Destiny 2. I was all ready. And this thing sucked at launch. Oh my God. The 3 classes are just basically the same fucking thing with just, different specials. Because you could use all the same weapons, right? It's not like weapons are class specific. I don't know if they are now, but they weren't at launch, right? So if I'm wrong now, correct me. But when it was launched, right, the weapons weren't class specific. Fucking gear wasn't class specific. Nothing about the classes were special other than the special move, right? The little fucking extra move that you could do. Real repetitive. The enemies were fucking repetitive. It was like the same fucking 6 or 7 enemies. It was just bad. It was just a bad game. I didn't have any fun. You guys should check out Evil and King of All Buttocks streams. I do every once in a while. I'll pop in to some of these streams. It's hard. You guys, a lot of you guys stream like when I'm at work. Like Bob, I know I always want to jump into a Bomberny stream and chat with him and see what's going on. But he lives in England and he always streams when I'm at work. Right? Same thing with or you guys are streaming like when I'm asleep. So I love you guys. Hey, what's up? But I mean, our schedules just don't mesh. So it sucks. One of his biceps says Destiny just doesn't grab me. I've never played them. Yeah, like I said, it's not that great. It's not that great. When am I going over community polls? I'm going to go over them right now. Actually, because we've run out of topics. I run through the topics for the evening, and now we got to get down to business, community poll business here. And these polls, they were quite the doozy. Quite the fucking doozy. I like that word, doozy. Let me see. Where are we at here? All right, let me get this shit lined up. Sorry for the silence. I'll try better. Try to do better. Don't fucking kill me. All right, gentlemen. We're going to get to the fan polls. We had a couple of good ones this week. And so we're going to take a look, see what people had to say, see what you guys have to say, because I'm always interested in your opinions, right? It's not always about me. Sometimes it's about you. It's mostly about me, but not always. But sometimes it's about you. And these polls are always about you. So I said, first poll from 5 days ago. Quick question. If you use save states to beat a game, does it really count? We got 108 votes. Awesome. It says 56% of you said yes, still beat it. 44% said no, you didn't play it as intended. I am of the belief. Well, look, Tommy Oyumiko finally subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Tommy, for finally subscribing. Tommy just subscribed. So we're going to look at the comments because we sometimes we skip the comments, but we're going to look at the comments this time because this is really a contentious issue among retro gamers, especially. Personally, I think that if you use save states in order to overcome problems, like if you're having an issue in an area of game, like a boss is too hard, so you save state right before it so you could keep playing the boss until you beat it, I think that's bullshit. And you didn't really beat the game. If you're using save states because, hey, the game is long and you need to save it and I need to go do other things, I think that's fine. But if you're using it, like I said, to, beat a boss or, you're spamming save states, you're save scumming, as it were. I think that's no good. No good. So we're going to go new comments first. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go reverse order. Fuck, I can't speak. I've been talking too long. All right, so we got here. The first comment was Chappy McChapster. Says, using save states is like sleeping with your sister. We all want to do it, and a lot of us have, but it still doesn't count. And also, you can't submit the tape if you're going to go for a record. That's you, Chappy. Don't put that idea in people. I don't. No, I hope nobody wants to sleep with their sister. That's nasty. It's nasty. Finbar says he unsubbed and resubbed just to get a shout out. Is that what you did, Tommy? So that's a boss comment there, Chappy. It's a weird comment, but it's a boss comment. We know Finbar, reverse vasectomy, yeah. Sith Jackal says, save states, how is saving wrong? GameZar says, if it isn't done with the mechanic provided in the game, it isn't done if it's done with the mechanic in the game. He says, I've played many games with save states. Okay, fine, we're doing it. I said, it's about abusing save states. He says, gotcha. So how is gaming a part of your job? And I explained to him that I run a gaming website as well as YouTube channel. You making that cash? Yes. I didn't respond. Sometimes YouTube doesn't give me notifications. I don't know why that is, but yes, making that cash. MIDI Music, I haven't seen him in a minute in the chat, but he's here. He says, depends on how it's used. If you use save states to come back and play later, it counts. If you use save states before the hard part of the level and replay the hard part only until you beat it, then it's like beating a game using cheat codes. 100% agree, MIDI. That's what I'm talking about. If you're using it as a way for a save point because you got things to do, that's fine. But if you're using it because you know you're going to die at a boss or something, or there's a hard section of a level, so you want to just keep playing that hard section over and over again, yeah, it's no good. It's no good. You're abusing the system. Tommy Yumiko says, right, sometimes we call it save scumming or save state abuse when you're basically just using it for infinite lives, continues, or as a rewind feature. If you think save scumming is fine, that's okay with me, but don't you dare say anything bad about people using Game Genie or ROM pokes for infinite lives or using the rewind feature on emulators. On the other hand, games like Doom and the Sierra point and clicks were built around this feature. 100% agree is what I said. GameZar says, even if it counts to you, it doesn't account in any official capacity. XNOS464 says, what's the official capacity and who is the arbiters asking for a friend? I didn't reply to this, but I'll reply. I think he means world records and stuff. And stuff like that. Look at that. You get to see me fucking replying in real time. That's right. I reply to every comment. Finbar Sand is getting a shout out. He is subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Finbar. We love you here. Are we going to have this? Is this going to be a thing now? You guys are going to be fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Subscribe scumming. You just keep unsubscribing and subscribing to get shout outs. One Inch Bicep says, I think they're good for practice, but you can't say you beat it till you beat it without save states. All right, that works. So you're saying it's wrong for me to want save states for Cuphead? Yes. If you can't beat the tutorial without save states, you're not a real gamer. I still have to play Cuphead. That's another one that people always tell me to play, but I haven't. Excuse me. It says XX No 464 says you can use save states without spamming them. If you use them, if you save when you'd normally be able to save, or when you get given a password, it's essentially just a more efficient way to do the same thing. It's true enough. Blind and Braille says depends on the game. Spacey Horus or Spacey Horus says if you're spamming the save state, it doesn't really count. I will do that though if an old game is giving me a kicking and I want to get to the end. I don't care if it's not legit. I'm nearly 40 years old. Understandable. Letter M says, I don't really use rewind or save state, not because I frown upon them, but because just never find the need for them in the games I play. If someone's feelings is hurt because I used it, that's their problem. Nothing wrong with that. Evil Knievel says, spam the hell out of those save states and finish the hard-ass game you could never beat as a kid. We are all going to die anyway. Retro Brother says, smiley face, XD, rar. I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die. I'm going to live forever, Evil Knievel. I don't know if you're aware of this. Frogs never die. Vjit says, I don't care what anyone thinks. If I'm using save states and I see the whole game thanks to that, that's what counts to me in the end. Also, many really old games weren't fair, so I think using save states as checkpoints is okay, especially if game gives you only 3 continues and is hard as hell. I'm playing 8 and 16-bit games on Retro Freak, and I'm always making a save state at the beginning of the level and when I'm done with the game for the day. If I was a teenager again with plenty of free time, then I would play those games until I become good at them and beat them from start to finish. But I'm not, and I value my time too much to do it. Well, that's understandable. Like I said, when you're old, you got new priorities, new things to worry about. So it's understandable. All right, our second poll didn't get any comments. It says, do you want to see more video games discussing obscure gaming facts? 66 people voted. 64% of those people said, yes, that idea is gold, Jerry. 36% accidentally clicked the no, that's been done to death option. So you will be seeing more videos with obscure gaming facts. I'm going to try to get actual obscure facts, not just say they're obscure. You know, I'm not going to be like, did you know that Super Mario Brothers 2 was actually based on a game called Doki Doki Panic? Right? I'm not going to say that shit, right? That's not an obscure fact. Stop pushing that, as everybody fucking knows that shit, right? I'm actually going to get actual obscure facts. Like, did you know that the advertisement for pro wrestling in Japan actually had the Great Panther as a white guy, not as a brown-skinned individual as he is in the game, right? That's a weird thing. It's a thing a lot of people probably don't know that. Where is Evie? Is she still partying hard from her birthday? Oh, it's Evie's birthday? Shout out to Evie. Evie for having a birthday. Max Leonard says, I use save states extensively when emulating homebrew ROMs. Homebrews are. I don't think I've ever played a homebrew game. Gary is wrong and crazy. That is correct. Finbar says I just might do it 20 times and I don't be spamming. Come on, guys. Don't spam. Kermit Gang is here. What's up, Kermit Gang? Gotta love, the Frog Father loves each and every one of you. I love you guys. Tommy Miko says CM Retro wrote me a citation for possession of Game Genie codes. No, Finbar. I won't turn it off. I'm not one of those people. I don't mind. I think it's funny, right? I would do the same thing. If I was in your position, I'd do the same thing. So don't worry about it. What do we got going? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So we're going to have more obscure gaming facts on the channel. I'm going to try to get you guys some quality content, some more evergreen content is what I'm looking to do. Some things that people could just, it's not really must watch at the moment, but you could just like, hey, I was looking up X game and hey, here's some information about that, or some obscure gaming facts from PlayStation, or the Nintendo or some shit. So we're trying to get you more evergreen content here. That's the plan. I say a lot of things. I do realize that I say things. I'm going to do X, or I'm going to do Y, or I'm going to try. And a lot of it falls through, right? I'm more ambitious than I am productive. I get that, and I'm trying to be better. I have, various, irons in the fire, as they say. But I'm trying. I'm trying to get things done. Lots of plate spinning. I'm going to try to get some shit done. Hopefully, the job's kicking my ass. Sometimes I am tired after work. I'm going to try to do more. Because I appreciate you guys. And I like giving my opinion out there, and I do like making videos. It's fun. I didn't think I would like doing this or live streaming, but I do. Can't wait to watch the Cyrus video tonight. I told my wife that I won't be able to fuck her tonight because I'll be busy. You can do both, right? There's no reason why you can't watch the Cyrus video and, give your wife a little attention. And you can multitask. It might actually keep you to last longer, right? See if you could last longer than us watching the Cyrus video. Make it a challenge. And I said, would you tune in to watch videos about obscure wrestling facts? 68 votes. 38% of you picked the correct answer, which is yes, wrestling is still real to me. 62% of you said no, kayfabe is dead. The incorrect answer. So I guess you guys don't care about wrestling. Wait, Nintendo's from Japan? What? Yeah, I know. Obscure gaming fact. Don't give away some of the obscure gaming fact, Tommy. That's going to be. Did you know that Xbox is actually an American company called Microsoft? Bet you didn't know that. Just another viewer says obscure wrestling facts will be great. Yeah, I'm going to try some things. Wrestling is not gay, Albert. Don't be jealous. What's your odds that Nintendo will make a wearable? Tommy O says Cyrus posted video of when he was young with hair and skinny on his new channel. It's a sight to behold. Oh shit. We got lots of things to react to, huh? All right. And then I just put super excited about the Rippaverse. So we got this these two images here from the Rippaverse. This is a Rippaverse comic. And this is, Zod and his cronies from Superman. And for some reason, you can't see the full image on this fucking thing. YouTube. All right. So we got one more thing. It is the stupid gaming thing of the week. Neil before Zod, yeah. Wasn't there talk at one point about Xbox being branded with Sega for Japanese release? I did not hear that. Must love wrestling with all your heart. I do love wrestling. I love old school wrestling. Like I said, I tried AEW. Just didn't. There was something about AEW that just didn't appeal to me. And the WWE's whole PG era turned me off. Now I really don't feel like supporting Vince because he's kind of a scumbag. So there is that. Oh, yeah, I forgot to turn off the thing. So one last thing, stupid game thing of the week. Stupid gaming thing of the week. Week. All right. So if you're not aware, there's a little thing called Games for Change. It is a conference where they try to push the whole, making games to change the world. We got to change the world. Games can't be about fun. Games are about pushing a narrative, right? You got to push the SJW agenda. You got to make sure that people are, woke. Got to make them woke. Can't let them enjoy themselves. It's got to be more than what you think. And so this was from the Games with Change conference. This image here. Hopefully you guys can see it. So it says, this is the cycle of games. So games' lack of industry diversity leads to privileging the white male gamer, which engenders misogyny, which leads hardcore gamers to the manosphere. And they get the red pill as seen here, which leads to Gamergate and people breaking their arms, apparently. Apparently Gamergate is broken arms. We're breaking arms. And also normalizing extremist discourse and ideology, leading to extremist evangelization, which leads to mainstream games soft sell white supremacy, which goes back into a lack of industry, and then the cycle just continues. So according to Games with Change, if you do not push a narrative in games, if games are just, Clown World is right. Dash. Look, I understand that the industry, there is a lack of diversity, right? I understand the idea of allowing developers of color, different ethnicities, different genders and sexual orientations to allow them to create whatever they want, right? Go ahead. I don't have to buy it. I might buy it. I don't have to, right? You don't have to either. But they should be allowed to create these things, and we should be allowed to criticize them, right? That said, playing Mario Brothers has never led anybody to beat up women and become a white supremacist, right? Playing fucking Legend of Zelda does not create Nazis, okay? This is fucking ridiculous. This is fucking Clown World shit. White supremacists aren't the games made by... Yeah, a large amount of games are. A large amount of games, I don't know if you know this, like here's another thing, right? There's a large amount of games where there is no main protagonist, or the main protagonist is a non-human, right? Ratchet and Clank comes to mind, right? Ratchet and Clank there's no white males, Ratchet and Clank, right? It's a little Lomax or whatever the fuck it's called, right? Yeah, they literally have the clown emoji, yeah. So also Gamergate was not about beating people up and breaking their arms and shit. I become a black trans woman when I play games. Yeah. What about playing Call of Duty No Russian? It doesn't do anything, right? It doesn't. Look, like I said, I understand the sentiment behind this whole thing, right? Better than anybody else. I am not white, right? I am fucking Chicano. I'm Mexican American. But we don't need to be pandered to, right? There's a difference between allowing somebody to make a game set in a Latin American country, for example, and having Latin American themes and stuff in the game. There's a difference between that and mandating, like, hey, 3 of those characters need to be black and 2 of them need to be women and 1 of them needs to be trans, right? That shouldn't be done. I believe 100% in artistic freedom, right? Allowing artists to create content as they see fit. If the content they create happens to feature white people in it, then so be it. If the content they create happens to feature non-white people in it, so be it. If it's got straight people, gay people, non-binary, fucking if it's got other kin, if they believe that they're dragons in the game, I don't give a shit. As long as it's a good game, right? As long as it's fun to play. That's the bottom line for me. I don't like these mandates where they like, hey, you got to have X, Y, and Z, or you got to push this narrative or that narrative, or say these people are bad and these people are good. That's all bullshit, right? We don't need none of that. We don't need this type of shit. Leads to people being angry. It leads to more, a larger schism in the whole gaming industry. I want more people to play games. I want as many people as possible to play games and enjoy games and have fun with fucking games, right? I don't need 2 sides yelling at each other that the other side is fucking evil. That's bullshit, right? We're just gamers. We just want to fucking play games. Leave us alone. Let us play games. Let people who make games make whatever the fuck they want, right? That's all I'm saying. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you could set the record straight and let me know how I'm wrong about wanting to just sit back and enjoy myself playing some fucking games and not giving a shit about who the fucking people in the games are, right? Look, if they made Star Trek and everyone was white, I'd be weirded out. But most other shit, who cares? I mean, Star Trek, when they made it, not everybody was white, right? But I mean, if they made Star Trek, and imagine if they made Star Trek and everyone was black, right? Wouldn't you be like, well, why? Why? Like, it seems weird. Like, just let fucking just whatever. Just put whoever in it. I don't give a shit. Yeah, if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you ain't black. Also, Joe Biden said that, Latinos are like breakfast tacos. We're very diverse with breakfast tacos. So it's kind of a weird thing. I think games should be segregated. I don't believe. I don't believe. I disavow, D. Reed. I disavow that. The stream is too white. We need Gary to offset it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Dash. People are tired of this checkbox crap. Let the creators decide. Exactly. Let them decide, right? And like I said, if they decide one way or the other, that's up to them. I understand. Like I said, again, if you think that there is a lack of diversity, if this is your belief, say, hey, we need more, diverse voices in gaming to create games, right? Then create programs that are going to reach a greater amount of people, but don't segregate those programs, right? Don't just target Latinos, right? Don't be like, hey, we're opening up this program for Latino game makers, right? I think that's bullshit, right? But if you say, hey, we're opening up this program for game makers, and we're making sure that Latino communities know about these programs, that's fine with me, right? You're making sure that everybody knows, and you're giving the Latinos the opportunity if they want to do that, right? That's fine. But when you start putting quotas and you start fucking dictating only certain people can apply, or then you start getting into now you're just as bad as the other side. You're just as bad as the thing you're fighting. You can't fight racism with racism, right? I'm a Samoan woman when I play Call of Duty. And most gamers are chicks. Like when I play WoW, I just become a chick. And then I get free shit. People just start sending me shit because they think I'm a woman. All the fat nerds on WoW, they're like, hey, it's a fucking female gamer. Here's fucking all kind of shit, free armor, and all the best shit. I still haven't played the Jak and Dexter trilogy. I don't think I've played a single Jak and Dexter game. Same thing with Ratchet and Clank. I think I played one Ratchet and Clank. I'm behind on so many games. Like all Hispanic, yeah, like we're not all like tacos. Some of us are like burritos. Some of us are like enchiladas. I get what Joe Biden was trying to say. I get it. I just think that like it was a bad choice of words, right? She could have just stopped at breakfast. I was talking about this with Sidekick Max earlier today. I'm like, if she said Latinos are as diverse as breakfast, boom, that's it. That's all you needed. Because there's so many different kinds of breakfasts out there, right? I get that. But then when she was like, as breakfast tacos, I was like, oh, that's bad. That's a bad look. Like you weren't trying to be racist, but it's gonna look like it's racist, right? It's gonna look. I mean, maybe if she was like breakfast sandwiches, she could have got away with it. But when she put the taco in, that was, yeah. Finbar says, yeah, done that cash fish. Those motherfuckers good. Yeah. Tommy O says, I love how Carl talks about how he's just into history, but he doesn't talk about Gandhi or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. He's into history in a certain time period between 1942 and 1944 Germany. I mean, so there's that, yeah. Max Lennart says, I have a topic. What topic do you have, Max? Was Toe Jam and Earl a way to have classically black heroes when two funkadelic black dudes may have still put people off circa 19? I don't think that's... I don't think that anybody would have had a problem with two black dudes in a video game in 1992. Didn't like House Party come out in 1980? When did House Party come out? House Party came out in 1990. Yeah, see, we were down with it. House Party 2 was 1991. So Toe Jam and Earl would have fit right in. We were down. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was on TV. They've been all right. After playing Contra, I became a member of the Black Panthers. Yeah. Taco flavored kisses for my Ben. All right, guys. I think that's all we had for the main show. That's it. We're done. Main show is over. I'm going to pop up a stream. Let me get this StreamYards going for the after show. 2 hours and 29 minutes. Not bad. Not bad for a main show that I did solo. Could you imagine how long this shit would have went if I had somebody here to talk to? This shit would have never ended. We'd still be on the fucking second topic. Maybe I should start doing solo shows, right? Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kick the whole panel off. Just do shows by myself. Create broadcast. Boom. So I got it all set up. It is spinning the little fucking beach ball here. Camera mute. All right, let me get the link for you guys so we can go to the after party. All right, so I'm putting the link in the chat. Yeah, Hammerman was on TV. Hammerman's awesome. We're gonna be watching Cyrus's video. We're gonna be watching some other things. We're gonna have fun. I got a big bag of gummy bears. I got a monster. So we're gonna have a good time. Why no Dumb Donald game? I don't know what Dumb Donald is, but we'll discuss that later. All right. You know how we do it here. Love, peace, booty grease. I'll see you guys on the after show.